You're so
okay. All right. Well, right now we're good. It's still just us. Yeah, I'm right at the end here. So when you go, you're gonna have to sneak by us. That's
with
my.
you.
She every week I do the live right when she's leaving,
Oh,
and
no.
I make her. It makes her laugh. Okay, I see we have a couple people have joined. So hi everyone.
Hi.
I am Joanna from Steel Pony.
And I'm Anne from Chiquihisa Studio.
And we, so for those of you who don't know me, I the designer and creator of Steel Pony. And for those of you who don't know Anne, she is.
I'm the owner and designer behind Chiquihisa Studio. So it's so fun to be going live with you, Joanne, and this little get together.
I'm excited, and I see that we have people here. Hi, Gilda. Thanks for joining. So Gilda was the one that I was telling you about who was in yesterday, and she really liked this necklace, the healing talisman as well.
That's my number one talisman.
I don't know what it is. It's something about this one. That, and then there's the one that's called Balance is the one I'm going to get next, I think.
Oh, great.
I love that. That's like, I need some balance in my life.
Don't we all?
Yeah. And hey, Sarah's on today. Hey, Sarah from our group. Thanks for joining.
Oh,
yeah, she's also in my accountability group. So, and then I don't know who the Facebook user is because I think that's probably Marcy. But is it you, Marcy? Hey, Sarah. So I'm gonna just get us going. I'm gonna get us started, and say welcome to our live today. Anna and I have decided to get together and kind of introduce each other to each other's customers because we are so much aligned, and we have we actually just met in person in January, but we've known each other for a little bit of time. And I really love her work. So I thought that you guys would too. And I wanted to introduce you.
Yeah. Joanna and I met, just so you guys know, in a women's business group. So we've known each other for a while, and it was just so fun. In January, we actually got to meet in person at a live event that we went to. So that was super fun and getting to know her. And I love her work too. I'm in fact wearing one of her pieces. It's the sleeve in the bag. It's a cute little bolero you can use as a layering piece. I just love it. And her fabrics are beautiful. So, and we both kind of come from the same philosophy and background. She's done a lot of art shows as well as I have. And we're both handmade products and have been in business. I've been in business for 11 years. And Joanna, I think you've been in business 20 years?
30. This is my 30th anniversary, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations. I say I'm in business in spite of myself. Because, as a creative, don't you think it's really hard to do the business side of things? I mean, and I know like my customers, they like the creative stuff, but there's so much more that goes into our businesses besides the creative stuff.
Right. And that's why we both have joined. I mean, I'm sure that's why you joined that business group too, is just to get that support on all the things that we don't know how to do on the business side. Like,
yeah. And I feel like Susan, so the group we're part of is the Social Sales Gals, and Susan has a way of being able to talk to those of us that are not that are more creative. I think she has a way of saying things so that we kind of get it.
Exactly, for sure.
Right? Yeah. So, okay. So we're gonna say bye to Andrea, who's coming through to go home. I think it's locked, by the way. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Hi and bye.
So she's saying hi and bye, guys. So
Bye.
do you need? All right. All right. So now I kind of lost track of what we were talking.
Joanne, I would love to, like, I don't really know your whole process on how you make your products. So I'd love for you to share with my audience how you do that. Because I think they'd be interested in knowing.
So, well, I mean, I start with, I design collections on paper first, or it used to be on paper. Now it's kind of, now that I've discovered Procreate on the iPad, I do that. I do work on that a lot. But I make stuff, like I make basics first. Like the piece that I'm wearing is actually a basic top called the tailor top. This version is called the Cassia, but it starts out as just, you know, a basic top.
Mm-hmm.
And these are really they're all hand dyed, so they're always looking different. But then but they all come in white. Like, so I make them all in white, and then I either dye them to order, or I cut them up and do other things with them. Which is kind of fun, because then I don't think I have anything to show you right now on that side, but I do that a lot. Like, I take same bodies and I just keep making different things out of them. So it keeps it creative. And I'm, you know, it's always like trying to give my customers something new that they might like.
Yeah. Right.
Well, so tell me about okay, I don't know, you guys, if you could see this, but this is, am I close? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. This is what, no, you know, I hate these things.
I go opposite.
Yeah, I know, it's always opposite. So this is one of Anne's Talisman, and this is my first one. And for me, I think I'm going to get another one that's got a longer chain, because I need more than one. You guys who know me know that. And they all come with like they're actually, you can build them. So you don't necessarily have to buy all the same things. So you can build your own. But I think it's really easier to start with one of the ones you have already set up. So that's kind of why I did this one. Yeah. And then you can add to it, which is really cool. And I really like what they're about. So I want you to like kind of tell people what they're about.
So the Talisman I started probably 2.5 years ago. I was going through major life changes. I won't go into the background of it, but anyways, I was having a very difficult time, and I just needed something to ground me. So talisman are pieces of jewelry that you can wear and hold close to your heart. It really helps to keep you grounded and manifest things that you want. And when I was looking for talisman, I didn't find anything that resonated with me. So that's how this all came about. I decided, well, I'm a jeweler, I'll just make something that is meaningful to me. And so that's how it all started. My first one that I created was Hope. Of course, I don't have one here. But that was the first one I started with. And then I went and kept creating the line. I have Hope, I have Strength, I have, here. My assistant just gave me one. So this is what Hope looks like. It's got a spinel set in 18 karat gold, and it's very textured. And I did texture on it because I wanted to be able to feel it and rub it when I made my first one. And spinel is also the stone of hope. So each piece is really about having a meaning to it, but not a literal meaning, and that it could be a creative, artistic way of representing yourself in the world. And that's how it all started. So you can add them, like wear one, like what Joanne does. And then I of course love to like just pile it on. So here's mine.
I would have thought of you would have come on with all that, because I love how you layer them.
Yeah, I was going to put it on, but I wanted to also wear some of them so you could see. But this is like one of my favorites, and it's got all the talisman on it. I'm doing the same thing you did. I'm going all the way. So
I love that. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous.
and they make really nice noises, and it feels really good on. So, and I have different length necklaces. I have 18, 20, 24, and 30 inch. So you can
And
really.
is that the double necklace that you were holding?
Mhm. Yeah, this is the double necklace.
I love that. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll put it on so you can see it. And so each one of these pieces are hand fabricated. So this is what it looks like. So it's got the double chain and then all the talisman. And
Guys,
I don't know
isn't that gorgeous?
I don't know if you hear the noise, but it just makes a really nice sound. So you can just start with one. You could add it to your own chain. You can buy chain and connectors from me. It's really however you see speaks to you. So it's a fun process. I've had a lot of women call me or email me and say, this is what I want, but I'm not sure how to do it. They may be going through, like, a couple of women I know have been going through breast cancer treatments. So they'll get like a healing one, and then they get a strength, and then they'll get like a truth, and they hang them all together to help them get through their treatments. Or they send one to a friend who's maybe going through breast cancer surgery or chemo. So it can really help ground you. I found that it helped ground me, just because you're wearing it and it reminds you about what you're manifesting in your life.
And I think also what's nice about it is that you can keep adding on. So it's like, every however years or whatever, for years you can keep collecting your work, which is really cool.
Correct.
I think. So
thank you. Yeah,
it's really cool. So what inspires you, Anne?
I am inspired by just nature. I get a lot of inspiration when I'm walking around in the world. When I'm outside, I'll see a branch, I'll see a twig, or texture on a wall. And so I'm Japanese, so a lot of the philosophy for my designs comes from the Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, which really celebrates the world of imperfection. So it just means that you take these imperfect textures and surfaces, and you celebrate the beauty of it. And that's really like who I am, is like, we're all imperfect. We aren't perfect. And we should really celebrate that imperfection about ourselves. And
I think that it's funny because I feel like I'm the same way. And I also look at nature, and I look at nature for color and texture. Texture is a big part, and color, because the colors, because here we have a lot of change of colors. So flowers, I love color. So I do a lot of things with the color. A lot of my colors reflect what's out there in nature. That's why it's not, it's funny because nature, you would think, they talk a lot about bright colors and things like that, but there's most color in nature is not like bright, it's more of like I don't even know what the word is, but it's just, and that's what my colors are more like. I try to do brights. I'm still trying to do brights, but I tend to do more earthy kind of like things of nature, because I think, and my also, the wabi sabi, when I read that about what you said there, and I was like, because everybody who knows my clothing knows that every single time we dye it dies differently. And I get like, I'm gonna call you out, Marcy. She says she sends me notes saying, I want it splotchy. Meaning she doesn't want it solid. So
you can totally see all the wabi-sabi in your work. And that's the beauty of your work, is like the flowing of the ink or the dyes, and how they get taken up in the fabric, and your colors. It's all there. So that's why that's why I think our stuff really goes well together.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. So how did you get started? Because I know you said aren't you self-taught, or you didn't?
I didn't go to school. No, I took a lot of classes from people, teachers and all that, but I didn't go to art school or anything like that. I was a corporate girl and I was in sales for a big company, and I was super bored. I hated my job, so I started
Mhm.
taking night classes because I've always been a creative. I've always liked making things with my hands, and so I just decided to start taking a jewelry making class, and I just became obsessed, and it kind of took over my life. And this is what happened.
Well,
I
yeah, I mean, I think that's like a thing about passion and finding your passion. I was watching something the other day on the morning show, I think it was, and they were talking about it was a really interesting story about this guy who had this huge job, and then a lot of stuff happened to him, and he's ended up on a donkey owning a donkey farm.
Oh my god.
And he said something about, he had to decide what was going to bring him joy. And really, because he had done all this stuff in his life, and it wasn't bringing him joy. It brought him a lot of other things. But I think art, I mean, I know for me, art has always brought me joy.
Yeah,
It doesn't, and it's not perfect, but it's like, it's the
well,
creative.
yeah, and I think with the pandemic, it's really changed people's priorities in their lives, because we've had so much time to step back and really reevaluate what's important in our life, right? Because we couldn't be out in the world. So I think that's why we're seeing so many people reevaluate their lives and making new choices.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and even honestly, even though I really do enjoy what I do, I'm right there with everybody else. I think it's just something that we do. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So I also wanted to ask you about the Domo Collective. I know that
Oh,
you're very involved in that, and I want you to explain it.
yeah, so the Domo Collective is a friend of mine. She started this group called Domo Collective, and it's an online website where she works with a couple of artists and Asian artists who create different things. And so she asked me to make a piece of jewelry for her website, and so I did. And it all started with the Very Asian hashtag. If you don't know that hashtag, the story started was that Michelle Lee, who is a anchor in St. Louis, was talking about dumplings on New Year's, and someone wrote in a really mean comment saying that she was too Asian and she should keep it to herself. So Michelle just kind of ran with that whole thing and created the Very Asian hashtag and a foundation in regards to that, just to bring about awareness about Asian American culture and educating people and education around Asian Americans. So I created this two dumpling necklace because that was the whole thing that was trending with Michelle, was about the dumpling. So this is
It was
what
like
the
food. There was a lot of conversation about food.
yeah. So this is the dumpling. It's two dumplings that I made. One's bronze, one's silver, and I created this necklace. And it's really just to celebrate Asian American culture and to support the Very Asian Foundation. So part of the proceeds from this necklace goes to that foundation. And I think we've sold maybe about 30 of these necklaces. So
That's
we've
great.
raised like $400 so far towards the foundation.
So if somebody wanted one of those, they go to your website for that.
Yeah, they can just buy it on my website, and they're $65, so they're not outrageously expensive. And they come with a little card just telling the story about why I created it and what the dumplings stand for. So it's a nice little thing. And the thing is you do not have to be Asian to wear it. It's really just supporting Asian culture. So I've
Yeah.
had a couple people say, "Well, I'm not Asian. Can I wear it? Will it be appropriate for me to wear it?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely. You're just wearing a cute little symbol." So,
Right.
and who doesn't love dumplings, right?
Right. Exactly. So of all the pieces that you make, and you make a lot of different pieces, what are your favorites?
Well, I one of my favorite pieces that I have right now is something that I am launching tomorrow, and it is called Peace. And I was inspired just because of current events. I felt really hopeless and sad and depressed about what's going on in the world. So I felt like people needed to have something to look forward to. So I created this new talisman. It's done in bronze,
Gorgeous.
and inside, I don't know if you can see it, inside is a little
Oh, look
moonstone,
at that, guys.
and
It
it,
moves.
yeah, it twirls, so you can twirl it around. And it's got the moonstone inside, and that really brings it, the healing power of moonstone is serenity and peace. So that's why I put it inside. You can just buy it and put it on a necklace, or you can add it onto the connector, and I'll show you how pretty it is. So this is my most excited. I'm most excited about this right now. It's because it's brand new, and
Isn't
we
that
are.
the way it is?
Mhm.
Whenever you do something new, it's like get very excited about
And so
it.
then this is what it looks like on
Oh,
the.
cool.
Actually, I'm going to show you
Right.
how to do
Maybe I
it.
have to have that one next.
And then the other thing I'm doing with this is because of the current events, we are giving $10 of for every purchase of this pendant. This is what it looks like on the gold. Isn't that so pretty? I have a
Hmm.
gold.
Yeah.
Um, so for everyone that we sell, we're giving $10 to an organization called CARE, and they are helping women and children in Ukraine and with food and shelter. So
It's awesome.
it's good. It's a good organization.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
what about you, Joanna? I think my people would love to see like some of your pieces if you want to maybe model some or see some.
Well, I was thinking about that because I don't know. I mean, I thought my SP Essentials collection, my model was kind of most aligned to your customers, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know.
I
So
know.
this is one of them. This is the Cassia, but my model pieces are very like they're very fluid,
Ooh,
and
that's
this is called this. I don't have very many of. I shouldn't show that one because I'm almost out of that one. But like this whole outfit, like this vest is one of the pieces. I start a lot of the times like I'll make something that's one of a kind, and everybody really likes it. So I have to figure out how to make it as a production piece. So this vest was one of them. It's called the Sienna. And it's a one sizer, and it's got big pockets, and every one of them looks very different. um,
so
so
cool. So
yeah,
cool.
it's just a great topper for everything. And then my other pieces, like I do these palazzo pants. I've been making these
Oh,
pants for
nice.
a long time. They're very, very comfortable.
They look
um,
great.
yeah. I mean, the thing about the model is it's a sustainable fabric. So it's made, it's kind of a technical thing, but it's made sort of like a closed circuit. So instead of hitting the ground, all the waste goes back into itself. So it's sort of, yeah, it's a really cool. It's made in Austria, the yarn, and it's made
Good.
from beech trees, I believe. And what I like about it, and there are other types of model out there, but I use Lansing's because Lansing's is the one that makes it sustainably. The other ones do not. And also the quality of this yarn, this fabric is so much better than anything else on the market.
Yeah,
So
like the sleeves in the bag is the model too, right? It's
yes,
so comfortable.
and
So
it's
comfortable.
like wearing pajamas, right? So my whole thing is to be comfortable, but also look good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and I think with the pandemic, that collection was like a really good collection for that because it's almost like loungewear, but it's not. You could,
Right.
if they bought it during the pandemic to wear around the house, they could wear it out to dinner. So, all they have to do is accentuate it. But I also do a lot of one of a kind pieces, which I don't have here to show. But
Will you throw those two outfits on your mannequins? Because I'd love to see them. They look really great. Like I
so
can't. Yeah. Tell
this
us
is part
about.
of my knit. This one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of my knit collection. So I'm actually wearing, okay, I don't know if I can back up enough. But yeah, I can. So I'm wearing these pants that they're called butterfly. I call them the butterfly pants. They're probably, I'm still trying to get into the screen. Anyway, they're really comfortable. They're cotton and they're my best-selling pant right now. So for spring, I did a new pant that's similar but different. It's more of a straight pant with a wider leg that drawstrings up. This little grouping, I was really into drawstrings because I love drawstrings because it changes the shape of the garments, you know. So like you could wear this straight and nobody would, you know, it would just look like a regular tunic, but then it has the drawstrings and you can play with that.
So is
the other
it
thing about
tops? It's two tops there, or that you have
yeah,
layered?
it's a short sleeve top or 3/4 sleeve, and then under it is a sleeveless piece. I am really into layering, so I do a lot of layering with my clothes. So I'm always doing like, especially pieces like this that you could just, it just sort of like sits out.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love the different colors.
Yeah, again, I'm a color person. So like, as you can see, I mean, this is kind of as bright as I get, or these kind of colors. However, I am thinking about doing a bright yellow this season.
Wow.
I don't know. I've been asking my customers what they think because I feel like, you know,
with your dyes, are they plant dyes or they're what kind of dyes do you use?
So I use chemical dyes, and the reason I use chemical dyes is because natural dyes, in order for those to have any kind of lasting color, they have to have something called mordants that set the dyes. And in order to get a color that really sets, not even as well as, it still will fade, but it has to be a heavy metal, which then seeps into the groundwater and is really bad for the environment. So when I started, I found these dyes, and they're fiber reactive dyes, so they are chemicals. However, once they hit water, they're safe for the environment.
Oh, nice.
So they stay in a container, and the only time it's really bad is when we're working with them. So we're supposed to wear masks and stuff, which we don't, but we're supposed to. And yeah, I mean, I have like the whole sustainability thing is a big issue for me because a lot of what they say is so wrong.
Oh, you mean manufacturers?
Well, like organic cotton versus regular cotton. That's a whole, I can go on for hours, so I'm not going to do that. But, there's a lot of hype about sustainability, and like a lot of it's marketing, and so like, people that really don't know, they get hooked on that because that's what they hear, but they haven't done the research, so they really don't know. So education is a really big part of that. But one of the things that I'm doing now is I have partnered with One Tree Planted, and because I've decided that trees are our most important resource in life. They give us air, they give us water, they give us everything. So every time somebody buys something, we plant a tree, and then if they choose to, they can also donate $1, and then we plant another tree.
Oh, that's so fantastic. How long have you been doing that?
I started it in the beginning of the year. So, and for the most part, everybody's doing it. It's really great. I'm excited that, everybody's kind of joined in to help plant trees. Because I think what started it for me was I saw this thing on TV about the koalas again, in Australia and New Zealand. And they were talking about how there's going to be a bad fire season again. And I'm so horrified by the whole thing. I mean, animals just, I'm all like, especially koalas, they're so cute. Right? So I was like, well, and they started talking about trees and how important trees are. And I really didn't know that until then. So I was like, that's it. Because I'm somebody who gives to like everybody, like I just spread it out. And I thought, I don't have enough. I'm so small. I should focus. So I knew I wanted to focus this year. And I think so I've decided that's my focus.
Oh, that's fantastic. I've thought about doing that same organization, because I think it's a great organization.
They make it very easy to help them,
Yeah.
whereas a lot of them do not, how they do their thing. But also, the model that I make is made from trees. So
Oh.
that's a big part of it for me.
So have you had supply issues of getting your model?
No, because I buy a lot up front. I really, no, I haven't really had issues on that. I have more issues on my cottons because
Okay.
I like to buy things that were, that everything's made here, and China bought up a lot of our cotton.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so I actually had to. I'm using right now a fabric that I believe the cotton's from here, but it was spun over there, and it's being knit over in America. It's so crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I used to work with somebody who, the cotton was grown in California and it was spun in North Carolina. Um, but things changed. So,
I know.
but I actually did hear something on the news today about that a lot of these farmers are now moving to cotton in different
In the
places in
States?
the Midwest. Yeah,
Ah,
because cotton, non-organic cotton is all genetically modified, so it doesn't need as much water to grow. And it also doesn't, you don't use pesticides because it's genetically modified to resist those creatures. So it's a really sustainable product, you know.
interesting. The
Yeah.
whole thing with fabrics and manufacturing in the garment industry. Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy about all of that right now with the fast fashion world and all of that stuff. So we'll see where it all ends up. I'm just doing my part. I keep things out of the landfill by keeping all my scraps and making one of a kinds out of it. So that's what I plan on doing.
What? Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit more about that. Like what?
So
How you do that?
I just save everything. I don't throw anything away. So I have boxes and boxes of stuff. And what I do is whenever I have free time, I'll start putting it together. And I actually make wedding dresses out of, I have,
Wow.
I do, they're alternative wedding dresses. We're very, very boho-y.
Yeah.
But they're, it's fun because a lot of my stuff is not dyed because, I dye it as a garment. So I have a lot of scraps that are white. So yeah.
So is there one of a kind pieces? Are those the ones that that you get most excited about when it comes to your creativity and designing?
Yes. Yeah, Gilda's asking me to show one, but I'm not going to because it's all the way across the room.
Oh, you should show one. I want to see one. Just go
All right,
grab
well,
it.
you got to talk while I go get it.
Oh, yeah. It's so fun being a creative. We get to do all kinds of crazy things. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple rings, if you don't mind, since she's grabbing that. So my very first ring that I ever made was this wide band ring. And it's super heavy and thick. And this is what it looks like on. So it's a great classic piece, has a lot of texture on it. So this is how I began, Joanne. It was my very first ring.
Oh, really?
For
I
12
love
years.
your rings. I can't wear rings really, but I love my fingers get swelled up and I can't get them off.
It's because you work with your hands.
Maybe. Yeah, or like I'll lose they'll stop swelling and I'll go like this and they'll all fly off. It just happened to me. I've lost quite a few rings that way.
That's hilarious. Well, let's see your
So I do things like this. This is one of my smaller pieces. This was like a topper for, and then the skirt is like this really elaborate thing.
Wow.
That goes down. So,
oh, that's so cool. I want to see the back.
and then I do these handmade hang tags.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous.
And the other one I brought over, this one's a little This one actually is about 3 miles long. But again, it's all made of the different
Wow.
laces and fabrics. And this stuff
Beautiful.
goes on forever. It's really hard
So,
it's hard to show them because
so
there's
if someone wanted to buy one, do they have to come to your store to do that, or can they do it online?
most of the time they come in, but I can also do a Zoom. I have I have the plan to put them up on the website, but
It's a lot of work. You got to take the photos,
well,
and you got.
I just haven't gotten to it. I don't, like, and I've sold some, so I just haven't had a chance. But, and also I think it's hard to sell them that way
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're one of a kind. I don't know how they fit however they fit. I don't make patterns. I just make them. They're my sculptures.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that must
really,
be so fun. How long does it take you to make one of those?
I don't know. Sometimes I can make it in a day. Sometimes it takes me a year. Depends. Because it's like, it's more of not just I have to find the time. I also have to find like I have to be in that mood. So for me, these are like my meditations. So when I'm working on them, the whole world is like somewhere else.
Isn't that the best feeling? It's like meditative and fun and free for all. And then next thing you know, it's 5 hours later.
Exactly. So when I kind of build them, so like I have I call her Bertha, she's my dress form. And I'll start, building on the pieces until I feel like it's finished. So they're like my works of art.
Oh my God, that's so cool. So cool.
So I think we have to stop because we're over what we said we were going to do.
Oh my God, we are.
But I really enjoyed talking to you, and I hope everybody enjoyed being here.
That's so fun getting to know more about your business too, Joanne.
Yeah, you too. I'm really, I think that we'll try to do this again sometime, maybe in the fall as we're moving forward.
On my Facebook group next.
Yes.
We'll switch it up.
Yeah. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody else, but you're going to stay on for a minute.
All right.
And I'm just going to end the broadcast, but I wanted to say thank you, everybody, for showing up.
Thank you, Joanne, for doing this. It's been so fun.
Yeah, I love hanging out. It's so much fun to hang out and learn about everybody. Hey, Amy, you're on? Wow. Oh, Amy, you have got to go see her stuff. It's like really cool. Okay, we'll talk later. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. Hold on.
Oh my God.